Hello, welcome to the Unit 3rd, Chapter number 5, Primary Activities. Human activity which generate income are known as economic activity. Economic activity are broadly grouped into primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. Primary activity which are totally dependent on the land, means we are getting all the resources from the land, and when we are manufacturing all this product into finished good will come under secondary. Tertiary are those activity which are providing us services in a form of doctor, lawyer, teacher, and so on. Quaternary activities are those activities which are doing researches for the development of the country. Now, totally, we will focus on the primary activity. So let us start with the hunting and gathering. So earliest human being depend on their immediate environment for the sustenance. They used to totally depend upon the animal and edible plant. Primitive society depend on wild animals because they were in the cold, very cold and extremely hot climate, and this was very necessary for their surviving to do hunting and gathering. With the technology, people started hunting in such a way that there were many species who extinct and were endangered due to illegal hunting. But in early days, early hunters used primitive tools made up of stones, twigs, arrow, and the number of animals killed at that time were limited. Gathering and hunting are the oldest economic activity. The question can come that which is the oldest activity? Then you will say that the gathering and hunting is the oldest economic activity. People totally depend on plant and animal to satisfy their needs for the food, shelter, and clothing. This type of activity requires a small amount of investment and low level of technology. So, gathering is practiced in the high latitude zones or the low latitude zones where the climate is not suitable. In modern times, some gathering is market oriented only. People are gathering and hunting these plants and animals for their market values, and for example, the bark is used for quinine. Quinine is a medicine which is used for malaria. Tannin is used for dyeing cork, leaf, supply material, or beverage drugs. All these things, these are used for market values only. So gathering has little change of becoming importance at the global level, as nowadays we are having the synthetic products which are of good quality and it has low price as well. Coming to the pastoralism, at some stage in history, with the realization that the hunting is unsustainable activity, human being might have thought of domestication of animal. People living in different climatic conditions selected and domesticated animal found in those regions, depending on the geographical factor and technological development. Animal rearing today is practiced either at the subsistence or at the commercial level. Nomadic herding are the herders who doesn't live at a particular place. They move from one place to another. Animals are used for food, clothing, and shelter, and they move from one place to another. A wide variety of animal is kept in different region. In tropical, this question will come, so listen it carefully. In tropical Africa, cattle are the most important livestock, while in Sahara and Asiatic desert, sheep, goat, and camel are reared. In mountainous area of Tibet and Andes, yak and the llamas, and in the Arctic and subarctic area, reindeer are the most important animal. These questions will come for the 1 mark. They can ask you that which animal is reared in which type of area. Pastoral nomadism is associated with three important regions. The core region extend from Asiatic shores of North Africa eastward across the Arabian Peninsula into Mongolia and central China. The second region extends over the tundra region of Eurasia in the southern hemisphere, and there are small area in southwest Africa on the island of Madagascar. If you will go through the figure 5.4, you will come to know, and whenever you are studying, please keep the map along with you. Now you must be knowing about the transhumans. Transhumans are those people who move from one place to another. Means during the summer season they will climb on the mountain, taking along with their livestock, and when it is a winter they will come down from the mountain. So these people are the transhumans. They move from one place to another. Now coming to the commercial rearing, these livestock are also reared for the commercial purpose. Unlike nomadic herding, there are ranchers. Ranchers are those big fields which are used for the animal, and these ranches are further divided into parcels. Parcels means a small pieces. These ranches are divided into parcels, and number of animal in a posture is kept according to the carrying capacity of the posture. This is specialized activity in which one type of animal is reared. Important animals include sheep, cattle, goat, and horses. Products such as meat, wool, hides, and skin are produced and packaged scientifically and export to different world market. Rearing of animal in ranching is organized on a scientific basis. You can see here this is the areas of nomadic herding which has been highlighted. Just go through it. Coming to the agriculture, agriculture is practiced under multiple combination of physical and socio-economic condition which give rise to different types of agriculture system. Based on method of farming, different types of crops are grown and livestock raised. The following are the main types of agriculture. Subsistence agriculture are those agriculture which are used for the self-consumption only. Primitive subsistence agriculture are those agriculture which they used to they used the primitive tools, and this and for the self consumption only. The production wasn't that much high at that time because they never used high technology. The vegetation is usually cleared by fire, and the ashes add the fertility to the soil. Shifting cultivation is thus also called slash and burn agriculture, because at the first stage they are slashing all the vegetation, and after slashing all the vegetation they are burning it. So that is why it is also known as slash and burn agriculture. You must have gone through in your 10th class. The cultivated patches are very small, and cultivation is done with very primitive tools such as stakes, hoe. These are known with the different names in different areas or the regions, such as Jhuming in northeastern state of India, Melpa in Central America and Mexico, Ladang in Indonesia and Malaysia. Intensive subsistence agriculture. In a simple term, intensive means a small area has been provided where you have to cultivate many products. So, intensive subsistence agriculture means a small area. Subsistence means for the self consumption, where you are going to consume all the product for your self consumption. With that, you are having a very little land. Basically, there are two types of intensive subsistence. Intensive subsistence agriculture dominated by wet paddy cultivation. This type of agriculture is characterized by dominance of rice crop. Land holding are very small due to high density of population. Intensive subsistence agriculture dominated by crop other than paddy. Means here other products are cultivated: wheat, soybean, barley, sorghum. All these are cultivated, but not the paddy. These are the areas where they have shown the wet rice and other crop grown. Parts of the Indo-Gangetic Plains and millets are grown in dry parts of western and southern India. Most of the characteristics of this type of agriculture are similar to those dominated by wet paddy, except that irrigation is often used. The European colonies many parts in the world, and they introduced some other form of agriculture such as plantation, which are mainly profit-oriented large-scale production system. Plantation agriculture, you know that where we grow the plant like coffee, coconut, rubber, cotton, oil palm, sugarcane, bananas, pineapple, all these things, this will come under the plantation agriculture. The French established cocoa and coffee plantation in West Africa. The British set up large tea garden in India and Sri Lanka, rubber plantation in Malaysia, and sugarcane and banana plantation in West Indies. Spanish, American invested heavily in all these products. The Dutch once had monopoly on the sugarcane plantation in Indonesia. Some coffee in Brazil are still managed by Europeans. Today, ownership of the majority of the plantation has passed into some of the hands of the government or the nation of the countries concerned. Extensive commercial grain cultivation. Commercial grain cultivation is practiced in the interior part of the semi-arid land of the mid-latitude. Wheat is the principal crop. Through the other crops like corn, barley, oats, rye are also grown. The size of the farm is very large. There are entire operation of cultivation from plowing to harvesting are mechanized. All the things are done with the help of machinery because the land area is huge, as you can see in the picture. Now coming again, just go through all these maps. The type of agriculture is best developed in Eurasian steppes, Canadian, American prairies, pampas in Argentina, wells of South Africa, Australian downs, then Canterbury plains of New Zealand. Just go through all these in the map. Mixed farming. Mixed farm are moderate in size, and usually the crop associated with it are wheat, barley, oat, rye, maize, fodder, and root crop. Fodder crop are the main important component of mixed farming. Crop rotation and intercropping play an important role in maintaining soil fertility. Equal emphasis is laid on crop cultivation and animal husbandry. Animals like cattle, sheep, pig, poultry provides the main income along with crop. Mixed farming is characterized by high capital expenditure on farm machinery and building, extensive use of chemical, fertilizer and grain manure, and also by the skill and expertise of the farmer. Dairy farming, dairy farming, where we are mainly focused to the milching animals, animal shed, storage facility for fodder, feeding, mulching machines. And the cost of dairy farming, special emphasis is laid on cattle breeding, healthcare, and veterinary services. Again, here is the map work. Go through the map work. These are the area of mixed farming. It is highly labor intensive as it involves rigorous care in feeding and mulching. There is no off season during the year. Means it goes throughout the year. It is practiced mainly near urban and industrial center, which provide neighborhood market for fresh milk and dairy products. As you can see here in picture, there are three main regions of commercial dairy farming. The large in northwestern Europe, and the second is Canada, and the third belt includes southeastern Australia, New Zealand, and Tasmania. Mediterranean agriculture is highly specialized commercial agriculture. It is practiced in the countries on either side of the Mediterranean. Here again, this is a map of the dairy farming. Viticulture is the grape cultivation. It is done in the Mediterranean region. Mediterranean is that more valuable crop such as fruit and vegetable are grown in winter when there is a great demand in European and North American market. Market gardening and the horticulture. Market gardening and the horticulture specialize in the cultivation of high value crops such as vegetable, fruit, flower solely for the urban market. Farms are small and are located where there are good transportation link with the urban center where high income group consumer is located. It is both labor and the capital intensive and lay emphasis on the use of irrigation, high yielding variety of seeds, fertilizers, insecticide, greenhouses, and the artificial heating in colder region. This type of agriculture is well developed in densely populated industrial district of northwest Europe and eastern United States of America and the Mediterranean regions. The regions where farmers specialize in vegetables only, the farmer is known as truck farming. This question also comes that what is truck farming? So truck farming is the farming of vegetables only. In addition to the market gardening, a modern development in the industrial region of the Western Europe and America is factory farming. Livestock, particularly poultry and cattle rearing, is done in stall and pen fed on manufactured feedstuff and carefully. You can see these are the vegetable which are near to the town, vicinity of town, so that they can sell their product as it is a perishable item. So supplied against disease, this requires heavy capital investment in terms of building machinery for various operation. Then type of farming can also be categorized according to the farming organization. Farming organization is affected by the way in which farmers own their farm and various policies for the government which help in to run these farm. Now coming to the cooperative farming, a group of farmers from a cooperative society by pooling in their resources voluntarily for more efficient and profitable farming. Individual farmer remain intact and farming is a matter of cooperative initiative. Cooperative society help farmer to procure all important input for of the farming, sell the product and most favorable term and help in processing of quality product at cheaper rates. Cooperative movement organized over centuries ago and has been successfully in many Western European countries like Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, Italy, etc. Collective farming. The basic principle behind the type of farming is based on social ownership of means of production and collective labor. Collective farming or the model of Kuskosh was introduced in Eastwell Soviet Union to improve upon efficiency of the previous method of agriculture and to boost agriculture production for the self-sufficiency. Over here, kolkhoz means the people, they also give their land so that they can cultivate all together. The farmer pool in all their resources like land, livestock, and labor. However, they are allowed to retain very small plots to grow crop in order to meet their daily requires. Yearly targets are set by the government and the produce is also sold to the state at fixed price. Produce in excess of fixed amount is distributed among the member or sold in the market. The farmer have to pay taxes on the farm produces, hired machinery, etc. Members are paid according to the nature of the work allotted to them by the farm management. Exceptional work is rewarded in cash or kind. This type of farming was introduced in former Soviet Union under the socialistic regime, which was adopted by the socialistic country after its collapse. These have already been modified. Mining. Discovery of mineral in the history of human development is reflected in many stages in terms of copper age, bronze age, iron age. The use of mineral in ancient time was largely confined to the making of tool, utensils, weapons. The actual development of mining began with the Industrial Revolution and its importance is continuously increasing. The profitability of mining operation thus depends on two main factors. Physical factor includes the size, grade, and the mode of occurrence of the deposit. Second one is economic factors such as the demand for the mineral, technology available, and used capital to develop infrastructure, and the labor and transport cost. Method of mining. Depending on the mode of occurrence and the nature of the ore, mining is of two types: surface and the underground mining. The surface mining is also an open cast mining, is an easiest and cheapest way to mine all these products. Overhead cost, such as when the ore lies deep below the surface. Underground mining method or the shaft method has to be used. Shaft method means it will be the vertical mining. In this method, vertical shaft have to be sunk from where underground galleries radiate to reach the mineral. Mineral are extracted and transported to the surface through this passage. It requires special design lift, drill, haulage vehicle, ventilation system for safety and efficient movement of the people and material. This method is risky. Poisonous gas, fire, flood, and carving in lead to fatal accident. Have you ever read about mines fire? Isn't it? Yes. So the developed economies are retreating from mining, processing, and refining stage of production due to high labor cost, while the developing country with large labor force and striving for higher standard of living are becoming more important. Several countries of Africa and few of South America and Asia have over 50% of earning from mineral alone. So this is for today, and I hope you understood this lesson, and please go through the map